This is the new Flo. So we don't know each other long enough for me to tell you about her personality. But so far she has settled in lovely. And she's a really soft nature. And I think I've found her scratch spot. Shorthorn. Dairy Shorthorn.
Dairy Shorthorn, does that mean pure or no?
Actually, a lot of Tom Kane's cows are purebred Shorthorns, but he doesn't register them. So Zoe here is a purebred Shorthorn.
Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah.
Is that one of the newbies as well?
No, Zoe is the first, our first milker.
Remember from last year.
Yeah. This then is Little Red.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's the heifer, so she's the youngest of them. Right, Little Red. So she's the bottom. So cows have a real hierarchy. So this is a new girl here. So I call her Socks because she's got 2 white socks and she's got a white udder and the rest of her is red. But she also has horns and she has enjoyed letting the other 3 know that she has horns. So horns would make them a bit more dominant, but she's actually not the matriarch because the cow she came with, Flo, is a month older than her and she actually bosses her. So I thought she might be the whole boss of the herd, which is really good if you know who your matriarch is, because then if you form a relationship with that cow, that if you call and she comes, they'll all come, that kind of way. We're just not there yet, so no one is stepping up to the plate to be the full-on boss. So this is Lo, because Lo originally came with Flo, and they just rhymed. Yeah. The trick with cows is just slow and steady. You know, hate when people go in and they're like, oh, boy, you know. But then, if you're working 9 to 5 and you're in a rush and you got to get stock in, you're like, come on, go. Do you know, of course it's going to be like that. You know, there's always trade-offs in life, and like I think of the village here and I know there'd be us and the 2 other dairy farmers. And actually, no, there'd be us and there'd be 2 other dairy farmers, but one of those dairy farmers also works. So there's probably only 2 of us in this whole 4.5 kilometre road, I'd say, that are working full time, that I know off the top of my head, you know. Nearly everyone else will have to have some kind of job to supplement their income. And then that standards, of course, are going to fall. And it's too easy to be like, oh, it's all farmers' fault. It's not farmers' fault. They're caught within a system that doesn't reward them. And this is it, like when you have, it's as simple as this, when you have industry develop strategy and you have the government that takes that as public policy, then it only has one goal.
So
But
once a day milking?
Once a day, for a couple of different reasons. So we have it's a closed loop system, so I want to kind of run it as under the whole kind of circular economy approach. So we don't feed any meal. There's no imported meal here, so they have to get everything they need from the pasture. So that's also why we have to ensure our pasture is nice and diverse, to make sure that they're getting everything they need. You know, it's like dandelions. People think dandelions are a weed, but dandelions are a taproot. And when cows eat them, you know, they're able to, those taproots are able to pull up minerals from deep within the soil, and the cows can get that then through it.
Yeah, so dandelions were associated with milk once upon a time, weren't they?
Yeah. Again, it'd be beta carotene.
Yeah, that's it.
But I think if you're really going to understand farming and the issues within farming, whether you want to look at them from a social, economic, environmental or cultural lens, you have to know how industrial agriculture works, and you have to understand that from all those different lenses, both for yourself to have a full appreciation of what's going on, and I also think for yourself to figure out a different way to farm. Like, I knew all the wrongs and all the rights of industrial agriculture from a book study perspective, you know, because obviously that's what I did, was climate change and agriculture. But I still just didn't have that connection to really what farming was. Even when I was looking at it kind of going, oh well, we can farm better by doing this or by doing that. That's all fine and dandy and that works fine on paper, but how does that work on the ground? Like, I think there's so many things particularly in climate change and in the whole sustainability movement that probably doesn't fully understand how nature works. And I think you need to be in nature to really appreciate it. If I was in Dublin and not on the farm, I would probably be not 100% vegan maybe, but I'd definitely be there. Because from a book paperwork perspective of how things are, when you look at it from an emissions perspective and that, and even from an ethical perspective, I'd have to be like, God, I can't do that, But now on the farm, sorry socks, it's different, and I have a completely different understanding of it. Bless you all. I have a completely different understanding of it. So I get it. Like, when you are, it's like I said, when we can look at farmers and we say, oh God, those farmers, they're awful the way they're doing things. But stand in a person's shoes and you soon begin to understand why they're doing that. And I think that's also for the same, particularly among the younger generation who are choosing to be vegan for environmental reasons, and you can't help but blame them, because you look at the way things are and how can it be any other way? And there isn't enough of us, doing this to feed enough people either, like. So, that's why I hate the term niche product. I hate when people say to us, oh, you're doing a niche product. I'm not doing a niche product. They're cows. We farm the soil. They eat the grass. They create milk. And we just bottle it in a really clean environment to make it as safe as possible. That's it. There's nothing niche about it. Like, it's just food. Hence why I call her socks.